Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, October 7th, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I listen and notice where I feel off balance. Whew. All right, so today is definitely one of those days where you want to nip things in the bud before it gets too intense. By too intense, I mean the Sun and Mars meeting up today, reaching this peak of this energy. And I've said this before, but I don't think I've said it for a while. Planets, when they come together, it's like children. You know, if you have one child, like, yeah, it's loud, but it's like doable. The second you like add another child to the mix, it's like, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so noisy. Planets amplify each other, especially the Sun. So the Sun is amplifying the Mars energy. And although Mars is in Libra and like, stay harmonious, stay balanced, stay good, it is still Mars. Like, can't change a tiger's stripes. Mars, Aries, God of War energy. And so that intensity is always there under the surface, even when Mars is trying its best to be balanced and harmonious. So if you have been feeling this week, and I've heard from so many, just your volcanoes wanting to, explode, yourself wanting to go off, getting irrationally irritated at little things, which Mercury retrograde's having a blast with. It's like, ooh, you're triggerable. Let me poke you. Notice before it gets so big. Breathe, ground, and see where you can address this imbalance, because that energy that's coming up and coming through, chances are that will be based on some level of imbalance. This energy is also reminding you, Mars is reminding you to take action, to harmonize yourself, to balance yourself, to do for yourself what you need to do for yourself. So take that initiative in this energy. So what complicates this is we actually have Venus moving into Sagittarius. And Venus into Sagittarius is a delight, I say, as a Sagittarius. I think we are definitely called to really celebrate Venus and Sagittarius for the next month, month-ish, just under a month, 28 days, because after this, Venus moves into Capricorn and is getting into position for retrograde. We are going to have Venus in Capricorn for about 4 months, all the way until March. Venus in Capricorn is not as fancy-free and fun as Venus in Sagittarius is. So Venus in Sagittarius is a call for the yin to adventure, explore, learn. So whether it's, taking a class you've wanted to take about like womb healing, or connecting to the feminine, connecting to the goddesses, or studying that on your own, really tuning into the yin energy, your intuition, the mystery, the unknown, goddess power, womb energy, and going exploring. Being willing to have fun, be willing to do things that you've never tried before. I will always say, one of the best things I've ever done in my life, and people like raise their eyebrows every time I say this, dancing with snakes. When I was in Santa Cruz, I had the luxury of being acquainted with the Serpent Sanctum, and I got to dance with snakes, and it was one of the best things I've ever done in my life, seriously. So Venus in Sagittarius is about trying things, exploring things that pique your feminine interest, and being willing to go there. Okay, of course within reason, of course listening to your intuition all along the way, but being willing to try things. Venus in Sagittarius, whether it's a new cuisine, reading a new book, whatever, what is going to fulfill your yin? Because between Venus and Capricorn buckling down into responsibility and that retrograde, it is going to be needed. Now, it's very interesting that we have Venus in Sagittarius while we are working through this Mercury retrograde, because I really do feel like this Mercury retrograde is almost Venus retrograde in its own. So there may be stuff around relationships coming up, and to me, this is Venus in Sagittarius is not so much relying on your human relationships so much at this time, but maybe reconnecting with spirit, and having spirit adventures. Oh my gosh, Tosha Silver would talk about that in her book Outrageous Openness. She speaks about going for like a spirit date or something. I don't know what she calls it, but basically being like, all right, spirit, you take the lead, like, and just being directed around town. And she says that it's always ended up in amazing things. In fact, reading Outrageous Openness during Venus in Sagittarius can be so powerful. What I will say, where we need to be aware, sorry, hair blew into my lip gloss, Venus in Sagittarius can overdo things. Venus loves pleasure, and Sagittarius is like, here's a little pleasure, here's a lot of pleasure, take it. Now, I'm not saying don't have fun. Like, for sure, have fun, enjoy. Just do try to stay in balance with yourself in and through this. You know, like, eat a bonbon or two. Don't eat the whole box of bonbons, which Venus and Sagittarius could encourage. Like, you liked one, eat them all. So do try to watch yourself. Also, I would say watch your spending, even watch your giving. Venus and Sagittarius can be such a giver. Like, let me give to you, let me give to you, let me give to you. Stay in balance. Venus always needs to stay in some level of balance. Now, what we need to be aware of today in this energy is that Venus will be shifting early in the day, 4:21 a.m. Pacific time, which means Venus will be at 0 all day as we have the Sun and Mars energy, which is just going to heighten that Mars energy. We're not going to have, when Venus is at 0, like, it's like that energy, like, where did it go? Where did it go? I hope the Sagittarius will, like, shine through, like, the sun on a cloudy day, and it could, but it may be like, where did that energy go? And the Mars is like, it doesn't matter, I'm in charge now. So do watch for that, and again, keep checking with the lava simmering underneath the surface. Coming off the new moon, we have the moon shifting into Scorpio, which is adding another level of intensity. Moon in Scorpio reminding you to check yourself, to put down boundaries, and also be willing to, you know, check your shadow, check your shadow in and through this energy, because, you know, when that lava is simmering under the surface, the shadow is like, let me join you in this war, let me join you in coming up. So, the only connection that we have besides the Sun and Mars meeting in the evening is Moon and Saturn squaring. Moon in Scorpio, Saturn in Aquarius. You know, holding your boundaries, but also recognizing, like, we are all in this together. We're all working through this together. Recognizing where you are being called to show up, and having the willingness to show up. I do want to say, too, we are still working through that yod that I mentioned in yesterday's scope. Ding. So that yod is still pushing us. The new moon seeds, they're new in the ground. Be very aware of that. Maybe check back in with that scope if you need to remind you of these deeper lessons that were going on. Top of the cards, we have consciousness. Consciousness will be your best friend in and through this. Being conscious, being conscientious of what's going on. Staying in balance, giving yourself pleasure, right? Zorba the Buddha, but also staying connected to spirit. Staying in balance. And then we have these cards. To be fair, the friendliness card was in reverse. We have friendliness in reverse. We have the schizophrenia card. These are both 2s. And we have projections. And this may be how relationships are faring with this Mars energy and Venus offline. Keep checking in with the relationship with yourself. Other relationships may be a little challenging right now. May feel a little ungrounded. There may be a lot of projections coming up, being shot off, you know, ignited by the Mars energy. Again, stay conscious of what is yours and what is not yours. Be willing to take ownership of your parts and things. But just realize, like, not everything that's going to be coming up and out is going to be completely rational. Mars does not necessarily bank on rationality. So just be aware of that. And I feel like there may be a lot of pendulum swinging back and forth. So as much as you can, stay balanced and grounded. So, you can book a relationship reading with me or a regular reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides this, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.